Hello and welcome to the final 9 of the 2025 MVP Music City Open presented by Another Round Disc Golf. We did it. We're here again for another championship, and it's a tight battle. Silva Saarinen with one stroke ahead, getting ahead of myself. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese. It's been a long week of mini tornado warnings, but we're still honking.
Honk.
We've got a tight battle right now. Silva in the lead by one stroke over Kristin, and they are just pulling away from the rest of the field. Holland Hanley making a little run, though, from chase card 6 down through 11, lighting the course on fire as she likes to do. Ella Hansen and Missy Gannon falling off the pace a little bit, but still playing some good golf. Let's get things started here in the back 9.
Yeah, hole 10 is a par 4, 630 feet. Very technical with OB right and left. Very difficult backhand. You see a lot of mid-ranges and then kind of extending the second shot down this narrow tunnel. There's OB left and right. The right side's a bit tighter, but the left side's more punishing with those trees. I personally like a sidearm off the tee, but you do carry a lot of out of bounds to land in the prime landing zone for that. This, I don't know. I complained about this one yesterday and the lead card made it look easy. I just wish the OB was a little less punishing. They took away a large percentage of the landing zone that we had in the last few years.
Yeah, what the lead card is doing is being really okay with not biting off a lot from the tee pad. Everyone's throwing slower speed discs or kind of more wide hyzer shots, not trying to get to a landing zone that's super close to the gap of the second half of the fairway. But it leaves, for example, Silva with a really big technical shot through a tight gap, Kristin as well, with OB lining both sides of the fairway. Mm-hmm. So they're just really trusting that they can make headway on that second shot, where it would be really nice to get a little bit closer to that gap.
It would be really nice.
Also, it does not help that this landing zone that everyone is in right now is one of the boggiest places on the course right now. It is a very thick, sludgy mud, not easy to get a run up in at all. You have to see a lot of forced standstills.
This is a really common mistake. Because of the right to left sloping nature of the fairway, you end up pushing the right side, so you don't skip OB left. Ella going to be OB very early. This is going to be a crazy shot to try to save par.
And I love how hard she's sending that.
Me too. OB again.
Yeah, that's a brutal kick.
That's why, it'd be nice to be about 60 to 100 feet closer, wouldn't it? Yeah, look at this landing zone. Missy managing that really nicely.
That was so smooth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sit down. You sit down.
Look how close that is to the edge of circle. That OB line right there.
I think that,
haunting.
Yeah. I think that was her color shift thrasher too.
Wow.
Like, that was unreal. Kristin going standstill. She has a nice hyzer angle to the pin.
And that is, again, just buttery smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Okay.
Trickling OB.
Door open for Silva.
And in order to attack with a standstill shot here, you do kind of want to throw something a little bit faster, but that is the risk you're taking, finding that OB left or deep. This is Silva's bread and butter here.
It really is.
Wow.
Oh, man. She buttered that up perfectly.
Oh, my God. She lived up to what we are saying here in the booth. Bullseye. The most perfect standstill shot. Such a hard gap.
And really not ideal footing.
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Wow.
Perfect height, perfect pace.
Looks effortless.
Ella, double OB, throwing 5 here, and this hole just taking a lot out of her sails here.
A really nice upshot, though. She's still got, at least one functioning sail. I'm not a sailor. I don't quite know how it works, but her jib in good function, as we say
you
on the boats.
I like how you say I'm not a good one, then you take a really big stab at it.
Yeah, I think it was a swing and a miss there.
Kristin in the creek.
One of many for a par save.
With Silva parked for birdie. Whew. Nerves of steel.
Absolutely.
What a par save.
keeping it to within 2 strokes.
Missy for her first birdie of the day.
Yeah.
Yay!
Getting her round going. Silva, another highlight approach shot. I mean, both 9 and 10. Like, if she wins this, I'm going to give both of those shots a lot of credit.
Extending her lead by 1 stroke. Biggest margin of victory so far in the round.
Missy going to slide up to that tie for 4th with that really nice birdie.
And now Silva tying the hot round with Holland Hanley at 6 down. Here's hole 11, just a fun little techie hole in the middle of the round. 294, plays more like 245. I like a forced turn backhand shot with a mid-range and overstable disc of any sort, honestly, will work fine. You can easily find the OB deep if you pure the gap with something faster than that. You just want to make sure you don't hit trees early. If you hit late, it's a recoverable par, but with some challenging shots. We see forehand rollers, we see some little forehand chip shots and having to make a long putt. This is just a kind of a brain bender of a hole in the middle of the round that can turn into a round ruiner quickly.
Brain bender to round ruiner. You heard it here first, folks.
Silva catching the last available tree. Going to have a long putt. Not exactly what she hoped, but pretty good case scenario here at this point in the round.
Yeah, just so close to perfect. Missy, too. So hard to penetrate that last row of trees.
Those mossy trees looking so green.
They really do look nice, don't they?
Glowing.
Ooh.
Oh.
Kristin hitting that first tree on the left that you really need to miss, but gets the good kick to the right. A lot of work to save the par from there.
The fact that she just didn't kick out of bounds is huge.
Mm-hmm. True.
Ella
skipping around out there.
Pinballing her way up the fairway.
Tough angle. Is she going to throw like a force flex with something stable, most likely?
We watched Kristin throw this shot, but a little bit closer yesterday.
With a forehand. This is the first time we've seen her go backhand.
Ooh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Man. Just never quite comes out of that angle, turns the whole way out of bounds. She's putting from inside the circle to save bogey.
Ella looking for some green from deep circle 2. Ah, great run.
Here's Silva for a potential of a 2-stroke swing.
I mean, it could be more. Kristin still has to make that putt.
True. So close.
Mm-hmm.
Dead center.
Missy looking for her second birdie of the round. Deep in circle 2. Nose out of her hand. Aw. Kristin for a par save from circle's edge. Oh, she finds the band again.
Wow.
They're so close to perfect. They're dead center. They're committed. Just an inch or 2 high.
It's still going to be a 2-stroke swing on 11. Did not see that coming. Although this hole played tough today, it was the 3rd most difficult hole of the day. There were only 2 birdies.
Man, 4 strokes now separating Silva from Kristin.
Like I said, this hole, it's like a snake bite. You don't see it coming.
Checking in with Holland Hanley, having a phenomenal round, managing the mud well. You can tell by her pants.
Enjoying her time in the mud. That's a beautiful shot. She is set up perfectly to the far gap. Let's watch Evelina as well.
She's setting herself up for the shorter gap, which is what you see more, but I don't know. I think I changed my mind yesterday.
Me too. And Evelina is probably will in the future as well. She is way too short to go for the short gap, so she's going over the top. No, not many people in our field can do that.
That tree's 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
On a hill.
And she throws it good. She's inside the circle.
Wow. That's not even a play most people would consider.
No.
Holland with a nice forehand inside the circle, I believe to move to 7 down. Yes, Evelina.
Wow. What a recovery. Evelina and Holland with a really nice little battle for that podium position.
Holland 7 down and solo third right now. Hole 12, our first par 5, 848 feet. I want to avoid this OB that kind of swoops in on the right. Get as close to this creek sort of as you can, but maybe stay just a bit off of it. You can line yourself up to the gap that we flew through, or the one a little bit shorter to the right. You want to make it up the hill and kind of towards the right side where the OB line is on the second to then approach on your third. We've seen some of these lead card ladies, Kristin in particular, get so far that they can see the basket on the approach shot, which is absolutely atypical and very fun to watch.
We had some wild wind in rounds 1 and 2 on this hole. Looks like much calmer conditions today, and Silva really taking advantage, throwing this nice turning shot.
This is one that everyone absolutely wants to birdie. It's not that hard to par if you're inbounds off the tee. And we're going to see an eagle. It's just a matter of time. If we keep playing here.
Yeah,
you know?
it's good to be on the, I kind of like it on the right side of the fairway because you don't have to throw directly at the right side OB on your second shot. Missy going to have to maybe take a little bit off of her second shot.
Ella going pretty slow speed here.
I love that. Cool play.
Yeah, it is a cool play. Let's see, that's her swirly S-line MD4. Great trust in her abilities and game plan. Kristin's been going big on this tee shot. Gonna fade pretty far to the left today, but nice distance.
Yeah, biting a lot more off on this hole than everyone else on the card.
If she's lined up to that left side gap, though, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
The trouble is when you're right in between both gaps.
We saw Ella try to go for an eagle look yesterday. She's a little further back today, not playing nearly as aggressive.
Yeah, just going to take the birdie, looks like. That's a perfect shot.
So good.
Missy lining up the right side hyzer.
Here's where she's going to have to take some distance off. Ooh, does she take enough off?
Ooh,
Yes,
yeah, it's great. It's great. Deceiving angle.
Yeah, it sure is. Silva a little more pinched on the right side, but she's really good at these early turning shots.
Too much turn, maybe. Oh, no, it's good. Okay. Great. Disc selection, obviously. I should just watch the thing and then comment about it. Silva definitely having to take a little bit off on that one.
Look at Kristin so far down here, lined up to the gap so perfectly.
I think she's played this a little bit better every single day.
Yep. As a good golfer should. It's way down there. I mean, 100 feet past everyone else on the card?
Yeah. Yeah, these ladies back here, Silva probably throwing at least a fairway driver, but most likely a full speed distance driver to get to the pin. Kristin, probably forehand harp.
Yeah. Silva's probably got about 310 feet-ish to the green.
That's a great line.
Leaving it
Just
short.
a touch short.
Yeah, she's deep in circle 2.
Yeah, I like the angle and everything, but maybe just not quite enough power.
There is an OB line on the right side by those flags, and that can get in your head a little bit. You don't want to throw it too far. Missy doing a great job navigating those center trees and giving it just enough to get inside the circle for birdie.
Ella able to throw a standstill hyzer with a mid-range here, leaving it a little shorter than she'd like. Outside the circle even.
Here's Kristin with the forehand.
If that's a harp, I don't recognize it, but it looks like one.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I love that little flexi shot. And Kristin is so close for a birdie. Putting some pressure on Silva here. She's got a couple strokes to play with. But this putt would be huge.
No way. Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
What an effort.
gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 strokes, still not comfortable with Kristin Lätt chasing you.
There's Ella heating up on the green, getting a birdie. Nice deep putt.
Missy, left side for another birdie. And Kristin to take one back on Silva and bring it within 3 strokes.
And really clean showing for hole 12 on our lead card. Everyone finally getting warmed up in this wet weather.
Yeah.
Also, still can't believe it's not raining. Awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
Here is hole 13, a very short par 4 that everyone is hoping to birdie. We watched Holland Hanley and Evelina Saarinen play it in 2 very different ways. A lot of players trying to line up to this first narrow gap, throwing a putter or a mid off the tee. We see Holland Hanley going huge off the tee and setting herself up for this almost U-shaped approach to the hole now, throwing a little forehand through this gap to this green. We have a shorter basket from last year. We love the change, but there is OB deep of the basket that can come into play if you come in too hot. It's player's choice here on the tee pad. So many different ways to approach this hole.
Missy approaching it pretty slowly, going for the short gap here. Nice little turnover. Obviously the easy mistake, leaving it a little bit short, but I think that's far enough.
We see a lot of players leaving it just a hair too short, and all of a sudden the hole gets kind of tough.
Ella pretty low with that one. But she has the forehand hyzer. We'll see what she has. I'm getting ahead of myself. Kristin yesterday did something we haven't seen a ton of. It's the same thing that we saw Holland do, go for the farther gap, which lengthens the hole, but it's the much wider gap. And she doesn't quite get to it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a scarier approach as well because the OB is just past that second gap.
True.
On the deep side. It's very easy to accidentally throw it a little too hard. Kristin coming up short, definitely aware of that OB line.
Silva's been going for this short gap that looks like it has plenty of power. Maybe too much. It's such a tiny landing zone.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell. It's just a grass. Oh, Ella in the exact same spot as Evelina and going to take the same route.
Wow. The fact that we're seeing this twice.
Oh, no.
But also just shows how good Evelina threw it. Ella going too deep.
And no clue where she's going to take that. Missy definitely short of the gap here.
Not going to be able to get to the pin with this one, but maybe to circle 2 with a really good shot. Good shot. Silva looks like she's lined up with it.
Good enough for her. That's the perfect shot for Silva's game.
So relaxing to watch.
She makes it look so easy. She's in the bullseye. Kristin a little bit out of position.
Man.
This puts the pressure right on Kristin.
It does. It just gets so much darker.
Yeah, it sure did. A little storm cloud moving through.
Kristin straddled out. Wow, gives us a lot of power. That looks great.
Oh.
Well managed. That was a very extreme angle. And I don't know if you've ever tried throwing a sidearm in a straddle like that. It's hard to get that much power.
It sure is. And it's hard to maintain the correct angle.
Yes.
She definitely took a little bit more of a risk there to play that aggressive of a forehand.
She needs to. 3 strokes to gain just to tie it back up.
Ella giving it the height that it needs, but just a little bit too much. She's going to have to settle for a bogey after that OB stroke.
Missy from almost 40 feet. A little uphill here. Oh, she's on now. Took her a minute to get going, but here she is.
The bun takes a little longer time to heat up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that checks out.
Density. Yes.
Love a big Missy putt.
And a little
Yeah.
bouquet fist pump in the back.
Yeah, she was sliding down the leaderboard, but now in a tie for fourth in the hunt for that podium finish with a lot of the women from Chase Card. And obviously Ella too. Kristin for birdie. To keep pace with Silva.
Solid. Knowing that Silva's parked, still getting this birdie.
Yeah, with a highly technical shot. Ella gonna take another bogey. Things not quite panning out her way. Silva still bogey free. Moves to 7 down.
Cruising.
But with the foot firmly on the floor of the cart. Like just pedal on the ground.
Whew. Look at this shot from Evelina ahead on 15. Perfect pace, perfect height. Slides it right up into the bullseye.
Perfect smile. Evelina in that tie for fourth. Great birdie. How many pairs of shoes do you think this course ruined this weekend? What's the probable stat?
So many.
Wow, Silva at 7 down, but Holland Hanley with the hot round at 8 down through 15 so far. Cool. Hole 14, another par 5, 790 feet. OB line on the left. You got to be careful because you want to throw something that kind of pushes that left side line. So usually a hyzer that checks up early of those pipeline signs. That way you can throw a backhand shot on the second, lining yourself up for a little forehand approach shot. You could make the backhand turnover work on the the final approach shot as well. I think it's just a bit more technical and difficult. This basket is tucked a little short and a little right of where we saw it last year. I think it's a good change. It's an interesting final shot, one we don't have to throw very often, but there's a lot of different ways to play the middle portion of this fairway. Missy, just a touch more to the right than you want to land, but a solid shot.
Really not trying to bite off much there. She's almost a little short of where you want to be.
I think short is fine, but definitely you want to be more left.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her for being conservative here. If you push too deep to the right, like where Kristin is, I don't know.
Yeah.
A few feet make a big difference on that right side.
They sure do. And this is one of the scariest tee shots of the round today, especially if you're in contention for the win. It's so easy to slide out of bounds and very difficult to recover. There's so many places to error on this. Silva's still not afraid, putting it nice and high and letting it hyzer to the perfect landing zone.
Yeah, I like the higher and spikier play. I think it's the way. Ella looks like she's going to spike this so hard. It's just going to come in at a 45-degree angle and stick straight in the ground. And I believe that is a slower speed disc as well, which is super smart to avoid the ground play towards that out of bounds.
Everyone going super conservative here, landing way short of this ditch.
Yeah, it's still possible to birdie, but you see a lot of forehands instead of backhands, which makes the final approach much longer and more difficult.
You do have to get pretty far right here in order to be able to attack this green.
It's a good shot.
But that OB line on the right side can be sneaky. It comes up quickly, so you don't want to crash in. A really nice touchy shot from Ella Hansen.
Missy's still going to go backhand here. She really wants to get this to turn pretty early out of her hand. That looks great. And as long as it fades out of this is going to be amazing.
Wow.
Gorgeous shot.
Not just a turning shot. She goes full flex.
Yeah,
Love the force turn with the overstable disc.
It's so easy though to not turn it enough initially and then flex into the tree line left. That was well done.
Kristin far enough left that she can throw a forehand, but pinched enough that she has to go really high and spiky, maybe not biting off as much distance as she would want, but able to still land on the right side of the fairway.
And birdie's still in play. Silva in the best spot here to attack.
Uh-oh.
think it's
It's
fine.
Oh, there's more room.
Yeah, a little short and a little right maybe of where she wants to be, but fine.
Kristin attacking?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Nice flexing shot. She wants to just beat this corner and then fade.
Oh.
Wow.
Flashing the pan.
Such a high level shot. Definitely contending with this corner here.
This is really knowing the course well.
Mm-hmm. And her discs and angle and brain and
Because that is a
hands.
super blind, very scary shot.
Mm-hmm. Ella, I think... Oh, okay. Going low with something stable.
Love
that looks
this.
great.
Love this. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful shot.
Silva going to have to make a decision here without the forehand. This second shot really sets up to that, but she has room to work.
And she uses all of that room. Wow.
I mean,
Who needs a forehand?
it's so cool to watch two players attack this course in such different ways, both so perfectly.
Mm-hmm. It's a treat, honestly.
Yeah, look at Missy with this forehand.
Too powerful, honestly.
Cool. Like to see Missy dial that thing in.
Yeah, she's got a birdie putt. About 36 feet away. Maybe a bit more. Leaves it pretty low. Kristin to keep pace with Silva. Beautiful putt.
Yeah, she does. Dead center. This played as the second most difficult hole of the day. It's always in one of the top 3 spots. Both Kristin and Silva going to walk away with a birdie. It's so crazy to watch them just stack up birdies. This course played so tough this weekend.
Yeah, it really did.
It's a difficult course to score on in the conditions, and they're just making it look so easy.
Yeah, 3 birdies here on the third hardest, you said?
Yeah.
And kind of moving into the final stretch, 3 strokes still separating Silva from Kristin.
It's just 10 down.
Colin.
Wow. I mean, it's really getting ridiculous how well they're playing this course.
Yeah.
It's wild. Here's the par 3 I already explained on the front 9. Downhill 315 feet, plays more like 275, 280.
Yeah.
But it's just a very specific shot shape. You do have to push that ceiling just a little bit if you opt for something slower, like a putter or a mid. If you go faster, you got to make sure you come in low and without too much heat, because you can easily skip OB deep in the creek. You also see forehands spiking in the left-hand side, but that's another way that you can accidentally error a little bit on the deep side or on the short side and find yourself in the witchy tree with no way to putt.
This is looking great. Oh, the witch tree just killing that thing a little earlier than it needed to,
Not
but
quite getting the ground play. Silva going to go the backhand line. Her and Kristin doing the opposite on every hole. It's so fun to watch.
yeah. What's funny is I think Silva has accidentally taken that tiny gap every round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's no way that's what she's going for, but she kind of makes it look like it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look how powerful this is from Ella. Puts her whole body into it.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
good.
it pays off. Spiking right outside the bullseye.
Gorgeous shot. 2 high-level forehands in a row from Ella Hansen.
Missy never one to give up. Still full focus mode.
Yeah, we saw her base this one in round 1, and that's a great-looking shot as well.
I like to see Missy go full focus mode, even not in contention for the win. She's still like,
Yeah.
man,
She has my respect forever.
yes. And look how good this shot is. Perfect height, perfect speed. What disc is she throwing there? It's
That is a great question. It is. Oh, that Z-Swirl Undertaker she's been throwing.
Kristin. Giving it a run from circle 2, a safe run right at the out of bounds.
It's a smart run.
Yep. Knowing that Silva is so close here.
Silva to move it back to 4 strokes. Wow. Oh, no.
Oh.
Bummer.
Did that hit the pole?
It did hit the pole. Low right, but that one should have stuck.
Oh, I feel like that was a Jomez almost.
Yeah, I think it could have been.
Nice birdie from Ella Hansen.
Yeah, Ella's still getting those birdies, even though she's finding some OB strokes and some troubles out there.
I love this par 3, but no scoring separation happening between our two leaders, or the two people in contention.
They're leaders.
They're leaders.
Both in
Our
the
two
round and the
leaders.
community.
Silva definitely not happy with the result of that putt. She's got to shake it off.
Yeah, tough break moving into the final stretch. Only 3 to go and 3 strokes separating. Ooh.
Colin Hanley 10 down in the clubhouse.
Wow.
Ben's a pro who spent $25 on his premium driver and threw it 413 feet, which means he spent about 6 cents per foot for his shot. Matt's a total noob, but he only spent $5 for his premium driver on discountdiscgolf.com. He throws his 213 feet, which means Matt only spent 3 cents per foot for his shot, making him the clear winner in this distance battle. Cheap discs are better. It's science.
Hole 16, a new addition. I like this hole a lot. It feels like the most must-get birdie out there. Played as the easiest hole yesterday, the second easiest on day 1. 248 feet. Calls for a sidearm, I thought, but honestly, the backhand has been working just as well. It's there for whatever you want. You see a large variety of discs and speeds. The OB deep can come into play if you punch the sidearm too straight or your backhand maybe fades. I haven't seen short right OB come into play really.
Ella coming in a little hot here, but it's fine.
It's great.
I think this one's just a little more sawed off than I give it credit for.
Yeah, I kept throwing shots I thought were perfect and ending up at circle's edge.
Yep.
You need to definitely get it moving to the right. Ooh, Missy pushing that OB. I don't think that's coming back.
Yeah, just to get that little extra bit of distance as a new forehand thrower, you do have to put a little flex on it. She turns her wrist just a little bit and so close to coming back.
Kristin looking to put this close and make a run. And it's funny because it looks sawed off, which means it's perfect.
Yep. And
wow.
A little splash to land.
Splash zone.
Nobody saves spectators. Thank goodness everyone's got their ponchos on. See Silva do the opposite shot here with the backhand.
She's been parking this every day with her Electron Envy. And a great shot. Both our leaders will have to make a little bit of a putt here, but they are definitely close. Missy looking to save par from edge of circle 2. Good looking run. Silva up first.
Nice.
Nice.
Comfortable.
Yeah, good to see the nerves are still holding. Yeah, we know Kristin's nerves have never been shaken once in her life. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, she has them, but she's no stranger to winning, and Silva is a bit newer at it.
Especially on the bigger stage.
And 3 in a row for Ella. Pushing back up the leaderboard with 2 to play.
And it's nice to have that little break of a hole on 16. Nice, easy par 3 because hole 17 is a tough hole. This tee shot is very demanding. Forehand, I think, is the ideal play. But if you don't have it, a backhand straight shot works really well. Also, you don't necessarily need to wrap the corner in order to set yourself up for a birdie. You just need to push something straight and ideally, hopefully have a little footing. Silva being able to throw a standstill shot is a big advantage here. It's about 300-ish feet up the hill. Plays like 310 or 315. Those little grouping of trees just short of the green can get in the way, but there's plenty of putting opportunities in there as well. The OB line on the right side can come into play if you're trying to get some extra power, maybe get a little grip lock. Not something that everyone's necessarily thinking about.
Ella has a great forehand for this. If you can go through this on a pure hyzer angle, you're usually rewarded. That's
fine.
Good. Yeah.
Especially with her sidearm, she can just chip a big one up there, no problem.
Yeah, one of the few able to go sidearm on the second so effectively. Kristin pushing a little straighter.
She got tangled up on those trees yesterday as well, but it looks like she might have gotten kicked short.
I think she'll still be impeded. It's going to be tough for her to get there for a birdie look. Silva doesn't necessarily need to birdie anymore. I mean, of course, it would be nice, but she can just par and make Kristin do all of the work.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that is so early.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's fine.
It could be worse.
Yeah. Just going to break the hole down now to a par. Missy going to pull out the forehand again.
Love to see her trusting it and using it in real time. It's
Yeah.
obviously the only way to get better, and that is lovely.
Perfect landing zone.
She has been forehanding a Z Raptor for the most part all day.
Silva a little more tucked than I thought.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
She's not going to have any kind of swing from in there. Maybe a kind of a patent pending around to the left.
Kristin able to even have a run up and throw a sidearm. She's good at these flexing shots.
And the door open here to get a birdie on Silva, who's really tucked in those trees. That's
Circle's edge.
a big shot. This is going to be tough.
She's not even in a patent pending.
Yeah, she can't fully swing. She's just conceding the bogey. Hey, I know it's a big moment, but if you like us and what we do and honking and geese, we do have 2 Hot Geese hats available. Check that out. Love you guys.
Missy going forehand and getting up there to give herself a birdie look right on the edge of circle 1.
Yeah, good shot.
Ella, forehand. We love it.
Yeah, let's see her get 4 in a row. We want an Eastern Meadowlark on the card today.
Yes, we do. Ooh, and we're going to get it.
Yeah, we are. I wish we could just insert the call. Everyone just imagine it, please.
There's a lot of beautiful ones. And a good little recovery shot up to just outside the bullseye.
Kristin looking at a 2-stroke swing opportunity, though. But first, Missy Gannon, circle 2 look for her birdie. Just a touch short.
All right.
This is
Big.
This is a moment. Is it the moment?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
man.
Man. Wow. That is bringing it really close. Going into 18. Definition of clutch. Look it up. It's this putt.
Wow. I did not see that coming. Silva's been playing this hole so effortlessly the rest of the event.
Mm-hmm.
It sets up really nicely for her little backhand turning shot. But that's going to be a 2-stroke swing here on hole 17.
With 1 to go. 1 stroke separating? Come on. This is what we live for.
In the meantime, Ella Hansen with an Eastern Meadowlark.
Also what we live for.
Beautiful bird on a beautiful day.
I'm feeling the stress.
Me too. I'm like, it just got real so fast.
Yeah.
She was cruising. She was cruising to a victory.
Yep. Boy, wow. hole 18. A lot can happen on this downhill par 3. It's 429 feet, but reachable with the downhill nature. You do generally see women kind of flexing one out to the right to then let it come back to the left, but there's a lot of stuff in the way. If you overturn it too, there's an OB line on the right that can come into play. If you land short, there's a grouping of trees right outside the circle that blocks a lot of putts. You do see some birdies here, but it's the farthest thing from a gimme. It's a very demanding shot. Oh man, this is crazy. Kristin gonna go first. After Ella, obviously, but, you know, in the battle for the win.
This is a really tough finishing hole for FPO. At 430 feet, you are having to throw it really hard. And by throwing sometimes faster speed discs, you do find that OB left so fast. It's like surprises you how quickly your disc is out of bounds.
It does.
Look at Ella's flirting with that line.
And that's why you kind of need a little bit of flex to get there.
Mm-hmm. A little more safely.
Kristin up first, throwing her orbit drive. That looks good.
Yeah, working that right side.
Keep pushing. Oh, it's good.
Oh my
it's
gosh, it's
so
perfect.
good.
Nobody parks this hole. What the heck? I think we had like 4 people inside the circle yesterday.
My mouth is too busy being open to answer
And
you.
in this moment to do that?
Yeah.
Holy
There's
cow.
a reason she wins so often. This is the reason. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Couldn't be more perfect. And how nervous are you if you're Silva Saarinen right now?
Maybe she can't see that it's parked.
She does wear glasses.
Hopefully she didn't see how good that really was.
Yeah, but man, that's gotta shake you.
Yeah. This is a lot more typical of a landing zone. Missy showing us what a great shot an FPO does. You're thrilled if you land right there just behind those trees.
Silva, man, I wonder how aggressive she's going to get here. We're looking at a potential playoff situation here.
This looks good. This looks really good.
It does look really good. Just needs a fade.
This is great.
Come on. Oh, man. Okay. Still great, but it was going to be parked, and now she has to make a putt.
Almost an identical line to Kristin. The first time we've seen them throw similar lines.
That's so true. And definitely robbed from the park job by that last tree. Stressful. And much respect from the geese for Missy Gannon.
Yep. Love to see her pulling out that forehand all day long. On a course that really does demand it, unless you're Silva Saarinen and a backhand genius.
Ella, let's go 5 in a row to finish. Long circle 2 look, and still a nice showing overall. Just a few errors. All right. No.
No way.
No.
She just has to go again. Oh, man.
Yeah. This is just far enough, too, she really, needs to probably rein in her emotions here and just cash this to push the playoff. Well done.
Oh,
well done.
So professional.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to do.
And we're going into another playoff. We're on event number, 4? And we're going to have another playoff?
Mm-hmm. Pretty wild in the FPO field right now.
Kristin, one of 3 birdies on the hole today. 3.
I mean, the fact that she just parked it.
One of those was a circle 2 putt. Like, this hole does not get birdied. And we're talking about by people that have made this cut.
And it does not get parked. That's for sure. Wow, Holland Hanley in the clubhouse at solo third. Congrats to her. What a battle from Chase Card. But man, we have got ourselves a playoff.
It's heads. Silva, you'll start on the tee. And I think we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for the sudden death playoff. Please put your hands together for Silva Saarinen.
A lot of respect from these two competitors. Looks like they're going to start off on hole 17, the hole that Silva just had to struggle through.
Brutal. Especially after missing the putt, too. There's a whole lot of pressure on Silva's shoulders right now. Again, this hole absolutely caters to the sidearm drive. This is a
That'll work.
good correction.
Yep, that's great.
But not in position to birdie.
Yeah, no, she is. She is. With
Is
her
she?
standstill, yeah, she can. If she got past that line of center trees.
I just thought she was too deep. Oh, and that's perfect. Okay, it's good. It's good. Sometimes if you push a little too deep, it can be a little tough over there.
Yeah.
We'll see what she has to work with.
Oh, man. It's just because of the footing.
Yeah. In the low ceiling here, Silva having to take a knee. I mean, she's got unbelievable power and core strength, so maybe she'll get some kind of putt, but most likely looking at a par here.
She knows she's got to give it her all.
She does.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's so impressive.
Right? Abs of steel.
That's incredible.
From a knee?
That is, like,
Uh-huh.
you can't tell on camera how uphill and difficult that shot is.
Also, just go try throwing from a knee. See what
Yeah.
that's like.
She just threw 330 feet
Yeah. From a knee.
from a knee.
Kristin in a much better position to attack here.
Yeah, with the advantage.
And that looks perfect. She's going fortress
Oh, my
just
gosh.
outside the bullseye. Perfect little baby flex of a forehand.
See if Silva can answer and hit this same putt that we saw Kristin hit.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, man.
The drama. A little bit farther than Kristin. Oh, misses high.
And after a weekend like that, that is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, a bit of a heartbreaking finish for Silva Saarinen. But congratulations to Kristin Tatar. What a finish to be your third time Music City Open champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 MVP, Music City Open presented by another world FPO champion, Kristin Lätt.
Thank you, guys.
I could already feel the competitor in me on hole 17 when I knew I had to make that putt. I could not expect Silva to throw OB on the last one, so I knew I just had to birdie this one. I just told myself I've been in those situations before. This is your moment right here. You can't go home thinking, oh, I should have done this or that. You can do it right now. So I just visualized the shot that I had to do. I hit it perfectly. This is what I imagined in my mind. And to end up in the bullseye, I mean, for me, it was the perfect outcome. Honestly, it's very bittersweet winning because I've been in this situation before where Silva is at, being so close to winning and then losing by a small margin. It's crazy and it's heartbreaking. It's very painful. I'm happy to win. It just shows you that anything can happen. She is so good at what she does, and we all expect great things from her, overcoming all the nerves and getting that first win on US soil. I'm sure it will happen, hopefully this season. For me, it was another amazing tournament.
Congratulations on this victory.
Thank you so much.
Kristin Lätt, what a gracious winner, and stayed with it. Only the one double bogey blemish, kept pushing. And congrats to Silva Saarinen on second. I mean, what a heart-wrenching finish, but she'll be back. It's just a matter of time before she wins one of these things.
How many new Silva Saarinen fans are out there? Oh, man, that was just a beautiful showing all weekend long, and in conditions that look at the field.
Yeah.
Everyone else is struggling to keep up with.
Except Holland Hanley.
Except for Holland Hanley. Yeah, big congratulations to Silva for giving it her all out there, and Kristin for being right there waiting.
I'm looking forward to whatever band Kristin starts with her 3 guitars that she's won from this event. It's going to be pretty metal, I think.
Let's all get ready to headbang when it's finally released. Thank you guys for coming and headbanging with us in the booth. Don't forget, we got new Two Hot Geese hats. Heck yeah. Thanks again to the Founders Club, and thanks again to everyone who's subscribing on YouTube. We're almost to 500,000 subscribers. Ding your bells.
Ding your bells.
Do the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're your Two Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know it truly, I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know it truly, I